Okay, welcome in, and you're looking at the Midmark 355 floor light. It's a very expensive high-end unit. You're looking at the packaging as the box is opened up, and we're going to go ahead and take that out right now. Right there is the upper unit, the light, and the upper pole. The bulb goes in that location right down there. The base unit is right here, and the center pole is right there. Inside that box that we're opening up is all of the miscellaneous items, nuts and bolts, light bulbs, and the base power unit. On the bottom of this, you'll notice some bolts go around. We're going to put the feet on every single one. The blue and brown wires go through the center pole. Sometimes they come loose. Most of the time they're held in securely by a rubber band that goes around the top. And you notice that we're putting the feet on. They basically just snap in. This is the base power unit. It goes on the bottom of that particular base. It has a threaded piece on the bottom there, and it goes down through the hole. In the box, there's a little bag which is over there, and that bag has the washers, the center handle, and the light bulb. And the washers and nuts will be used to secure the power unit to the base. You'll notice that there's a nut, a bolt, locking washers, and a major spacer that goes on the top. The spacer is placed just so. The bolts go on the bottom end. The power unit is placed back over the top of that, and the bolts are applied on the bottom. Next, the center pole is inserted. First, by connecting the brown and blue wires to the base power unit. You'll see we'll go ahead and do that right now. Brown to brown and blue to blue. Very simple. Notice those 4 holes right there. Those are screw holes that on the base unit there are threaded holes that the screws will go through and mount directly to the base unit to make a really firm and secure holding. Once the wires are in place, simply the pole slides down over the top and you align the screws. There are supplied in that bag are 4, well actually more than that, about 8 screws, and the 4 just get applied in there. They're Allen head screws, and an Allen wrench is also supplied with that. And as you see, we just go ahead and thread that right in. A side note on some of these, some of the threaded bolts are off center a little bit. You really have to make sure that you leave them loose and twist it around until they all go down nice and cleanly. What you're looking at here is the cover, a decorative cover piece. Now, this is a 2-man operation, and you'll see why in a moment. It takes 1 man to lift that and put it on top of the center pole, while the other person is actually bolting it on. This is very heavy. You're looking at probably about 15 to 20, about 20 pounds just lifting up, and it has to be secured. It's definitely not a 1-man operation. Again, the same thing. There's a brown and a blue wire that need to be connected to the base unit, and you'll see that the socket, or basically the socket slides right down into the pole, and it's very simple, but definitely a 2-man operation. You couldn't do it with 1 person. When it comes to fitting the top to the holes, it's like the bottom. There's a lot of adjustment just to get it exactly right. The screws do line up but sometimes you'll have one that lines up and one that doesn't. So again, leave them loose as possible until all of them feel like they're threaded properly. Once you've threaded it, the rubber mount slides up over the top. Now we're using an example of taking off the back cover, being very gentle, and this is where the light bulb goes in. The light bulb is very sensitive. It actually plugs into those two holes right there. Do not get your fingers on the lens. That could cause the lens to actually, or the bulb to actually break. One of the things that we do is, as you're grabbing the bulb and peeling it off, we use the little piece of tissue paper or even the packing material to use that to touch the actual bulb. It keeps your finger oils and whatever else that are contaminants off of the light bulb itself. And it's a simple procedure of just taking those two prongs that you see right there and plugging that directly into those electrical slots. Once it's firmly in place, it's just a matter of gently putting it back in and screwing the back cover back on. Okay, we're screwing the cover back on, making it nice and easy. If you remember in that original bag that came with all the bolts and the bulbs, there's also a handle. The handle gets screwed in just so, right in the very front. Very simple, nice and secure. In the back, you see here is the actual counterweight to the light. There's the circular decorative piece with a screw that goes right in the middle of that. That actually is also in the bag, and that needs to be applied in there, and then the screw screwed in, and that makes it really nice and clean. A really nice setup. And there you have it, the completed unit from Midmark, the 355, ready to go.